What up, internet? How are your faces? Welcome to another video. So today ended up being a little bit of another nothing day, so I thought today we could do another little bit of format change for this or whatever. And we're gonna do our first story time. I'm in my bed, I'm in my PJs, and of course, if I'm gonna tell a story, there's one thing that I need above anything else. If you guessed that the answer to that question was gonna be wine, you were right. Because here's the thing, and here's a story that I have decided to tell today, and it's kind of something I've been going through for the past couple months now. Ya boy got boy problems. Only me would manage to have a relationship problem in the middle of the goddamn apocalypse, right? Alright, so I should probably start back at the beginning, and because this is a story. This is a story. It starts all the way back in October, so like 7 months ago. So I'm scrolling through Instagram search one day. Not Instagram, literally like the search that just, like randomizes pictures or whatever. And all of a sudden, a picture of a cute guy pops up. As you do on platforms like that, when you see someone cute or whatever, you're just like, oh, you're cute. Follow, move on, move on. And then I actually maybe like half an hour later actually decide you know what, let's just actually take a look around this guy's content or whatever. And for the record, I'm not gonna say his name, I'm not gonna say anything that might give him away, or whatever, he's going to be completely anonymous. But as I started to look through his content, keep in mind this is a public account, I start to see some things that are oh, okay, you actually seem really cool, at least to me or whatever. And by that I mean he is a gigantic nerd. He clearly loves DC, is obsessed with it, which I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I know around DC, so I can make it work. He loves Pokemon and Digimon. He even dropped a couple of Buffy references in some posts or whatever. Oh, and of course Power Rangers, forgot about that. But yeah, so anyway, so he's really cute and he's a nerd. So it was basically just okay, cool. You seem like a pretty chill guy, your face ain't bad. So so I keep following him, I keep liking pictures, I keep being all no, or whatever. Until one day when he tags Houston, when he makes a post about where he works or whatever. He lives here. And so there was a part of me that didn't register much other than, oh, that's so funny, it's a small world, what if someday we ran into each other or whatever. Still thinking nothing of it, still just liking pictures, thinking, it'd be really cool to hang out with you. And then he made a post on National Coming Out Day. Yep, you got it, homeboy was gay. And it was in that moment that I realized, oh no. Without meaning to, I had caught the feels. I had fallen for this man. Now, I still didn't do anything about it because again, it was a case of he's a dork and he's really handsome. So I thought, and he's a little older than me, so I was okay, with those three things combined, there's no way he's still single. Someone definitely snatched that man up or whatever. And then when he did a Q&A in his stories, someone asked him if he was seeing anyone. He said, nope, single for the moment, just waiting for the right guy to come along. What am I supposed to do with that? And it is at that point that I do what, most, respecting, adults would do in this situation. I cyberstalked him. Now, I know how that sounds, but believe it or not, I actually didn't get to do, my idea of cyberstalking is I just searched for him on Facebook. And it turned out that it actually wasn't going to be that hard to find him. Because, and here's the kicker, and here's where it starts to feel like the universe is effing with me, or whatever. We have 2 mutual friends on Facebook. One of them was my boss at Morton Ranch. The other one was a band director at one of the middle schools that I taught at in Katy. So 2 people that I am very goddamn close with. That was the point where it's like, okay, I gotta make a move. I gotta do something or whatever. So I go to my boss at Morin Ranch first, and I say, hey, do you know such and such? And his response, I'm not even kidding. Oh yeah, I was in his brother's wedding. At that point, like I decided, you know what, just bite the bullet. And I messaged him on Facebook. I figured I would go through the Facebook because, like I said, the Instagram was a public account, so I'm sure he was getting DMs all the time and from people that are much creepier than me. But then I didn't get any response. Keep in mind, the message was very simple. It was literally just like, you know, hi, I'm Paul. I found you on Instagram, which then led me to you here. I know Ryan. I promise not trying to be a creep. Like, would you like to get coffee sometime? Didn't get any answer. But then I actually looked at his Facebook page, and it turned out that his profile pic was from 2017. So at that point I was like, he probably hasn't checked this in years. But before I, you know, decide to take the leap of messaging him on the Insta, I decided to go to the other mutual friend, the band director, and be like, hey, what do you, get a second opinion. What do you think? And I was like, by the way, just out of pure curiosity, do you know such and such? And he just gets a big smile on his face and says, he was my roommate in college. Oh God. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the last video, I think you know that I'm not kidding when I say I started hyperventilating right then and there. We're talking in the classroom, kids are coming in, getting ready for the first class of the day, and I'm in the corner with the band director, having a heart attack. And it's at that point when I realized that just by simply knowing these two, I have an into this guy, I messaged him on Insta. I bit the bullet, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just freaking do it. Let's just go. And then I waited. And waited. And waited. No response whatsoever. Now, that Instagram message was sent in early November. And I didn't act on it after that because I didn't want to become, you know, that creep that just sends message after message being like, hey, why don't you answer? Hey, why don't you answer? But I did make the mistake of still following his Instagram, still liking his photos, still checking out his story or whatever. And that led to the next development. It has been months. But then it was literally last week that he posted on, you know, his Instagram story that he was running to HEB for supplies or whatever. And he decided to tag the HEB that he was going to. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know which HEB it was? It is the one 10 minutes that direction from the house I'm living in. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is entirely possible that this man has been living in my neighborhood this entire time. Yep, I finished that. At that point, it felt like the universe was trying to tell me, you know, hey, this one, this entire time, but that was the one. That was a coincidence. That was just you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna put it on the line. I'm gonna message him again. I don't care if I look like the creepy stalker. I can't ignore this. I need some sort of answer. And so, Wednesday, so 4 days ago, I sent him another message. I got nothing back. And the worst part of it was because, you know, I thought he didn't check the Facebook. So I thought, you know, it's only 2 messages he'd be receiving from me. His Facebook profile picture changed that very day, which means he has now actually gotten 3 messages from me because he does check that group. And I didn't get a single answer. Not a single one. Now, sure, my gut initial response was, of course, the standard, is something wrong with me type thing. And so I had a little bit too much wine. And that was, if you remember, Wednesday was the night that I sang a cover of Robin's Dancing on My Own, because that's what you do when you're sad and on the LGBTQ spectrum and lonely. It was not pretty. But then I thought about it. And the more I did, the more I was like, you know what? This is not on me. it's not necessarily on him either. Although some of my friends would agree to disagree on that. I've been thinking a lot about love. And whether or not like I'm ready for something like that, because for those of you who actually don't know, I've never been in a relationship like ever in my life. And so I've spent a lot of time, especially as my friends have started getting married and I've started to like really kind of like come into myself and like open myself up like to the world, basically, the more I'm starting to think about what I want from love and what I think love is. And it's been changing recently. And something that I kind of realized while thinking about, this entire effed up situation is that, literally every single relationship starts with two people taking a chance. So many people like to say that it's always on the person that, like has to ask someone out first or whatever. Like, you just gotta take that chance or whatever. But here's the thing. Someone has to also take the chance to say yes. And so you know what? Me asking him out, even if like I might have sent one too many messages, like I agree. That's on me. That was a little creepy on my part. But I mean, look at the content of the messages. It was literally just, hi, I think you're cool. I'm interested. Would you like to get coffee? That's literally all I said. Trust me, if you've ever been on the internet, if you've ever been on Grindr, you know I could have been much worse. But I wasn't. I tried my hardest to, be polite, and I didn't send anything along the lines of, well, F you too and F your mom or whatever, like when I didn't get any response. I tried my hardest to be the, respectful man that I would want to be in a relationship with. And so if anything, him not even answering me is him choosing to not take that chance. And I'm not going to fault him for that. I'm not going to, get mad at him for that, because it is entirely possible that he's just not ready for something like that. I'm never going to fault someone for not being ready to do anything. Hell, I didn't come out until I was 25. Like, we all have our timetables. Like calm down, people. So am I upset at how this turned out? For sure. I liked this guy, and I was really hoping to, be able to like start something with him, have something with him. He seemed like a really great guy, but if he's not ready to do anything like that, like, I feel like I'm ready. I took my shot, and believe it or not, I've never done anything like that before. I've never felt comfortable enough with my feelings where I was the one that was like, hey, do you want to like get coffee sometime? That's never happened. So the fact that I was willing to take a shot, I think says a lot about me. And the fact that he didn't even answer doesn't necessarily say a lot about him, but it does speak to kind of where he's at in a mental space. And I'm not going to get upset at him for that. But yeah, so that's where the story ends for now, because I think I'm done. I'm not going to sit around waiting for a guy to, like notice me, or all of a sudden like message me like, hey, I'm so sorry, I just needed some time or whatever. Like, I'm gonna choose to move on. And like, it would have been a crazy time to start anything anyway. I mean, we're literally locked in our houses right now. So yeah, so we're just gonna move on. We're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I can't speak for him because we've never even talked, but he's probably going to be okay too. And I learned a little bit about myself in this experience. And I think I grew a little bit. So I'm going to try to take that with me whenever I try again. And whenever I do finally actually start something with someone. And you know what? It may not be a complete win, but it's not a loss either. So that's it. So that's my story for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for rambled for a bit. I definitely chugged that wine maybe a little too fast. Let me know if you want to hear more stories from me. Trust me, I got a ton. And now I got some Chipotle waiting for me, so I'm gonna go eat that. And then I'm gonna head to bed early tonight and get a good night's sleep, because tomorrow is a very, very big day for me. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if I should tell more stories more often. Until next time, see ya.